Good afternoon, class. My name is Barrera, and today I will be doing a lesson on math for second graders. Today's lesson is about identifying, labeling each part of a bar graph. First, we will start off by watching a brain pop video about bar graphs, and then we move on with the lesson. So let me play a video real quick on brain pop.
What is a bar graph? A bar graph is a way to organize and show data. You can write the categories on the bottom. The 3 dinosaurs are the categories. Then you can write the numbers on the side. The numbers in our bar graph show how many people voted for each dinosaur. Let's see. One student liked the Stegosaurus the best, so I fill in 1 square. 6 people voted for the Triceratops, so I color in 6 squares. 7 people said the T-Rex was their favorite dinosaur. You can also put the categories on the left and the numbers on the bottom. You can display the same information in a different way so you can understand it better. How can you use bar graphs to understand information? Bar graphs help you answer questions. Which dinosaur did people in our class like the best? Right, the T-Rex is the most popular. Which dinosaur did people like the least? The Stegosaurus got 5 fewer votes than the Triceratops. You can even use the bar graph to figure out the total number of students who voted. Just add the votes from each category. 14 kids voted in all. I'm almost done with the survey on where to go for our next class trip. So far, the zoo is the most popular. It has 16 votes. But I don't have your vote yet, Moby. Where do you want to go? The moon? I don't think the bus will get us there.
So what is a bar graph? A bar graph uses bars to show data. When do we use a bar graph? Well, we use bar graphs to compare things between different groups or track change over time. So right next to the whiteboard, I decided to create a display or an example of a bar graph to guide you. So what are the parts of a bar graph? Well, we need to have a title. The reason why we need to have a title is because it provides us an overview of the information it contains and what are we looking at. The scale. The scale is important too because it tells us the number of the scale, tells us how many. Then we have label. The label to tell us what kind of facts are listed. On this example, I decided to do our pets. So this information I have collected on a classroom of what kind of pets they have at home. So I decided to we did cats, dogs, fish, and birds. If I was to ask you what pet do students have the most, you will look at the bar graph and say dogs. Because it is the tallest bar under the label dog. What if I asked you who had the least? It would be birds. It's the shortest bar. That's what will be easy to tell. Now we're going to work on examples for our understanding and how to make a bar graph and reading it. So let's start doing some examples on the board. And see if we can actually read a bar graph. So I decided let's do red trucks seen last week. So that's gonna be our title. So we have our title down, and now we're gonna make a scale. And we're gonna put 4 people that we asked. So we're gonna have Morgan, John, Cindy, and Carlos. And we're gonna make a scale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and let's do it all the way up to 8. So let's say that Morgan saw 3. And we'll put that John saw 6. We're gonna put try to levelize it with 6 here. And let's put Cindy, she saw 8. I'm gonna make this a little bit higher. And we'll put Carlos that he saw 4. Okay, so that's gonna be our bar graph that we're gonna use. So if I asked you what's the title of the graph, you would say red truck seen last week. And if I asked you how many red trucks did Morgan see? Well, we're gonna look under Morgan and we're gonna see what the scale says for Morgan. So it will be 3 for Morgan. And another question could be like, which child saw the most trucks? If we look at the scale in our bars, we can tell that it's Cindy because she has the highest bar. And another question could be like, which child saw exactly 4? If we look at the scale, we know Morgan saw 3. We know John saw 6. Cindy 8. So our answer, and Carlos 4. So our answer would be Carlos saw exactly 4. All right, so let me erase this. Okay. Let's do one more example. Let's do now marbles in a bag. Okay, so let me make a scale. Again, we're gonna make the scale all the way up to 7. And we're gonna use red, blue, green, and purple. So let's say red, we saw 2 marbles of red. Let's do 6 in blue. Let's do 4 in green. And let's do 3 in purple. So let's do 3 right here in purple. So all right. So a question for a bar graph could be like, how many green marbles are in the back? Let's look at the green then. If the question says how many green, exactly, we have to look for the green color. And then we look at the scale. How many green? Well, it's 4 green. Another question that could be asked on a bar graph would be, how many more blue marbles than purple marbles are in the bag? So that means we'll have to look. Blue, we know we have 6, right? And if we look at the purple, we have 3 purple. And the question is asking us how many more blue marbles than purple marbles are in the bag. So that means we're gonna subtract to see how many more we have. So 6 minus 3 will be 3. So we have 3 more blue than purple. And another question can ask us is about how many marbles are in the bag. So that would be, for red we have 2. For blue we have 6. For green we have 4, and for purple we have 3. If we add all of these together, it'll give us the total of marbles, which is 15. All right, so now let's move on to the next part. So now that we have learned about bar graphs, we're going to create them. We're going to create them in groups of 3 or 4 people. So for that, we're going to need a poster board for each group, and we're going to need also markers to be able to do this activity. Well, so what can you talk about in this activity to create your own bar graph? Well, you can do, these will be your examples you could use. Examples would be who has the most siblings? That could be a topic you can talk about. Another one could be favorite color. Another one could be favorite fruit. And we could use also favorite pizza topping. And we could do also favorite sport. To be able to do a bar graph, we have to first do a survey, right? So we can be able to create a bar graph and see what our scale will look like. So these are some examples you could use for your groups of 3 and 4 to create their own bar graph. Okay, well, thank you so much. This was my lesson, and I'm Ms. Barrera. Thank you for listening.